this is Nora from Dr. Ava Plans. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this is your first time, I want to welcome you. And if you're returning, I want to thank you for coming back and checking out another one of my videos. This video is one that I just recently said I was going to do, which is going to be the refresh of my A5 large ring agenda by Louis Vuitton. So I will show you what things that I did in here, how this is going to work for me as a work planner. I do currently own the which is the personal size ring agenda from Louis Vuitton. And this is my main planner. This is where I keep all my personal items and everything. This is what I would carry out and whatnot. This one is exclusively for work, and I'm hoping to show you how much it's going to work for me. It's going to be super functional, and I'm very, very excited to share this with you. So I will not focus much on the deco here because I really want this to be as functional as possible. I have some very minimal deco in here, and in fact, I don't have a lot of dashboards either. I do have sections here, as you can see with the tabs. These tabs are all from Infinite Lotus, and you can also use code NORA8, N-O-R-A, capitalized, and the number 8, if you wish to make any purchases. Now, I will tell you that everything that I have in here, all the inserts are from Infinite Lotus. As far as the actual ones I'll show you, I do have a variety of different dashboards from different shops, but the majority are also from Infinite Lotus. I'm not here to do a flip of these different dashboards or anything. I just wanted to comment on the tabs and just mention that many of the dashboards you will see, such as this one or this one, are from Infinite Lotus. So my first section is my yearly section, and I do have also the first item here, which is just where I mark my time of the month, actually, just so that I have it. Not only do I have it here in my personal rings, but also here, because this is the beginning part does have some overlap, and I'm very comfortable with that. I did that on purpose in case I am working and I just want to briefly look at that, and so I have that there. I'm comfortable with that. For the yearly, I use this for birthdays. Again, if I'm at work or I just have my work planner, I want to make sure I have that to reference and I don't forget. Same thing with the quarterly inserts here from Infinite Lotus. I'm using this in a very similar manner. Instead of having work tasks, I actually have major appointments for my family and I. So the beginning, like I said, is maybe not so work related, but they're still very important inserts that I think I need to keep. Many of the backs I'm not using because I really just wanted to use this part here. You know, whatever inserts you have, you can choose and pick whatever you want to use and not feel pressured or obligated to use every single section. I really feel like you need to make the inserts your own, and that's one way that I do that. Okay, so that part, like I said, does have some repetition to my personal ring planner. Moving on, these are my monthlies here, also from Infinite Lotus. I did have before month on one page, but I really wanted more space, and so now I have the 1 month on 2 pages. And I'm happy that I have this because especially being an A5 size ring, I feel that this is like a really nice way to see everything. I will say all of these were physical inserts that I purchased. The paper quality is top notch. I always recommend Infinite Lotus. If you're looking for a place to really get everything in one place, you could potentially do that there. And let me keep moving on. I was able to put in the whole entire year. So this goes up to December 2022. However, for the most part, I try to keep this ring agenda not very full, not chunky at all. Okay, so the next section, we're already in the third section. The first one was just like the yearly and quarterly. The second one was the monthly, and the third one consists of what I'm using for weekly, what I'm going to use for weekly planning, specifically for work tasks only. So if you see here, you have the first letter of each of the months, and first letter for the days of the week, and then you have this for daily, yearly, or for weekly. I will circle the weekly one in, and what I'm planning on doing, since many of my tasks are repeated, I need to just, you know, write them one time, and because many times what I found myself is I kept repeating things here every single day in a daily, and instead here as a weekly, I can better organize that. And I do work in higher ed. In case you've watched my channel, you maybe know that. If not, I'm just giving you a little bit of background about myself. I teach college students, and obviously I have faculty meetings and different committees that I am part of. This bottom portion I will use mostly just for whatever notes or whatever things I need to remember for the week. Not task related, but just anything that comes up that I need to remind myself. I like this as a very much of a free flow. For me, it gives me a lot of flexibility, and I am given the option. Maybe I want to last in here longer than a week. I'm not constricted to boxes or anything like that. It's very, very flexible, and this is exactly what I need in order to get my work tasks done, and that way having a very separate section for my personal rings. And this is what I have, about this much in here, not many of them. This should definitely last me for the majority of the semester. For the summer, I am not currently working. I am taking a course though, and I have been using these to take that course to write down things that I need to read and things that I need to do for my own professional growth. I'm not showing you any inserts that I have written on though, because I have to keep that information private, not just for my institution, but also for my students, of course, with FERPA regulations and other confidentiality regulations that are in place. So all the inserts I've been showing you, and these in the back were more personal, so I don't mind showing you that. But the ones moving forward here are all very specific for work, so they're all going to be empty. Okay, the next section is the fourth section. And here is just a bunch of notes, okay? All I have here are notes pages. I used to use a notebook for work, but the work, for work though, the notebook limited me, whether it was book bound or spiral. Many times I wanted to add things in there, and it was kind of hard to really pre-plan ahead of time these type of sections that I have in here, or there something lacked. And that's what I like about ring planners. You're able to move things around, switch things, and put them wherever you want. Maybe I don't want the notes section here and I want to move it to the back. I could never do that with a book bound notebook. And a spiral one would obviously have limitations as well, tearing pages out. I just don't think that's something that would work for me, and that's why I did stop using that and I moved into this beauty. So I have a handful of notes pages here. As you can see, these are just lined pages, and this worked very well. Oh, I will say that in this previous section, I did implement it for the month of May, and it worked out very, very well. And this one, I did implement it for the majority of the spring semester, and I really, really enjoyed it. Many times I would write notes here as far as my students if they were doing a presentation or any kind of feedback I need to give them. I do have all my grading online only, but regardless, I love referring to my notes and using that as a way to kind of reference things that I wrote down as I was reading and whatnot. So these notes pages are always going to be very sloppy, and that's exactly what I wanted them for. I can take them out, put them in, always make it nice and fresh and clean if I choose to do that, and keep them stored. What I do is I store these inserts in another agenda that I have, also from Louis Vuitton, and I keep those inserts in there in case I need to reference them. So maybe at each month, that's when I would go and switch out the old notes and just have a fresh start every month. And I really like that. That's something I cannot do through any kind of book bound or a spiral bound notebook. So this works perfectly for me. The next section, which we are already in the fifth section, this is something that's very specific to me. This is actually an attendance insert. You have up to 31 days, of course, to give you the flexibility, whether you have a short or longer month. You can write your month there, the year you're doing this, and then all your student names here. Now, this is the only insert that I'm going to show you that I was not able to get as a physical insert. I was able to find this one through the Infinite Lotus website, and I was able to print it and cut and punch it. Now, in the past, I have always hesitated from punching A5 inserts because they were very problematic. I've used a Repesco, and it's been quite a nightmare. Sometimes it was like a hit or miss situation. So I recently was able to find this amazing find, which is this A5 hole puncher. This is from Amazon by the Work Lion, and I'm really happy that I found this. So here you have, I was able to line it up, so it's going to be the A5 right there, okay? And then I will take this out just to kind of briefly show you, although the holes are already punched. All you have to do is slide this out, this little ruler, to the A5 size that you'll see there. Put it upside down, so hopefully you could maybe see that a little better. It's very simple to use. And all I did was, once I cut my insert, after I printed and cut my insert, all I did was put it here. I just slid it in here and I let it touch there. And then all I did was press down and the holes appeared immediately. And then I was able to put them inside my ring agenda. I was not able to find this as a physical product, but I'm glad I found this. And from now on, I think now I will be able to use printables, like PDF files, PDF files of any A5 size, because now I have that wonderful hole puncher. So I got that from Amazon, very fast delivery. Love the product. And so now I'm able to do this. So now I did say that I have an online grading. I also do have online attendance. And there has been quite a push now because I do teach virtual courses, strictly online courses where there are no meeting dates, and then face-to-face courses. Either way, all the courses now, there's a big push at my institution for taking attendance, which we did not have previous to COVID. And now we do have it. And so with that, I want to make sure I keep a log of that. I also have to document the information through our online platform that we use. But either way, I like to keep this at hand just in case I need to reference it and whatnot. And then just add like sticky notes so that I can, in case I know somebody's going to be absent ahead of time, I can keep track of that as well. Okay, and so the next section here, which is our last one here, is going to be meeting notes. Now this insert I will take out. I think the notes insert was pretty straightforward, as well as the other one that I showed you here that I'll be using for my planning with the checklists and everything. This one here, it's pretty straightforward, but for this one I do want to show you a closer look. This was somewhat of a recent launch from Infinite Lotus, and I absolutely love it. So you can write your topic, the date, when the meeting started and ended, who attended the meeting, if you have a tentative agenda or points you want to cover, and then your notes section here. I love the space because oftentimes I would go into meetings with a big notebook and not take much from the meeting, depending on which one it was. And I think this gives me just enough space to, I could use it as a 2-column or however I want to use it. It gives me that flexibility. So I'm really happy with this. And again, I'm happy that I did use a 5 size because for these inserts, when I was attempting to do everything from my personal ring planner here, things just were not fitting and I needed much more space. And this one does work very well. And then any future actions and when those actions would be due, I love that. Love it, because sometimes it could just be a future meeting date. There could be other things we have to do that we're responsible to do that we committed during the committee or the faculty or department meeting. But I do feel that this could be applicable, this insert, for many other professions as well. And I didn't put that many of them. I just put that there. And then lastly, I just have this page lifter where I can have some sticky notes here as like a sticky note hub where I can write any future meetings here or any to-do things that I can flip those and put them over there, or even appointments here, depending, right? Maybe like an office hour and things of that nature. Okay, so this is my ring agenda. I'm going to show you how the upper part looks. I'm sure there's things that I can still take out, but I do try to keep it as minimal as possible so that it is as functional to me as it can be. I'm happy that I have this now I'm happy that I have a separate agenda just for work that's going to focus on work-related items, with the exception of the small overlap. The way I see it is, in case I do need to go somewhere and just go with this, I will still have those dates and the monthly view of that I need to remember. And in case I do have the option, just take this. Obviously, I would take this one. So I do feel they both will work very well moving forward. I'm very happy that I was able to refresh this agenda to really make it work for me. I would highly recommend that you sit down, because that's what I did. I sat down, I made a list of what were my needs. And before, I used to have other items in here like things for social media and all that stuff, but I didn't really use them. And then I sat down, I said, this is just kind of becoming a distraction. I even have like other insert for passwords, but I found myself not using it as much either. And I do feel that now the way I have refreshed the inserts and the agenda, now it's going to work very, very well. Okay, guys, so we're at the end now. And so I want to wish you a wonderful day. I want to thank you. I'm wondering, though, if you do have 2 separate planners, one for work and one for your personal planner. I found that this is going to work the best for me. So then I don't have to worry about having too much overlap when daily and weekly planning. So yeah, I would love to know what your thoughts are on the keeping 2 planners for those 2 separate areas, or if you think one works the best. I've really gone through it kind of back and forth, and I feel like this is now my planner piece when it comes for work. So I'm really, really excited and happy that I was able to kind of share this update with you, and how I kind of made this something that truly is for me, for my specific profession. And I'm just very glad that Infinite Lotus had those inserts that were going to work so well for me. So don't forget, I do have that code. Like I said, it is an affiliate code, and I'll put a link as well for Nora8, capital Nora, the number 8. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to reading any of the comments and replying back. Have a good one.